What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RC Retro channel. For this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Tamiya TT01 Type E, which is one of their most budget-friendly on-road RCs that they offer. It's predominantly all plastic, a very simple build, comes in a variety of kits with different bodies, and is easily upgradable. As a matter of fact, I prefer the TT01 chassis to Tamiya's TT02 chassis, which has even more option parts to upgrade. So for this video, we're going to quickly put together the Tamiya TT01 Type E Mercedes-Benz, run it, then upgrade it, and then run it again, and then compare it. So there's really a lot to get to in this video, so let's go to the build at warp speed.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Well, this build is done, at least for right now, that is, as later on in the video, we're going to be upgrading the TT01. The only upgrade I have put into this so far is bearings, because I can't stand those little plastic bushings, and your number one upgrade is always going to be ball bearings. But as far as the build, well, I'm extremely excited how this turned out. This looks amazing. These Tamiya bodies are highly detailed with the paint and the stickers. Just brings it to a whole nother level. As a matter of fact, this build is I want to say a rather simple one. The TT01 chassis is very basic, and to put it together, it only took me a few hours, where most of my time was spent thereafter was painting up the body and putting all these stickers on. That's a job within itself, but like I said, the scale realism on these is top notch. As a matter of fact, to the body, what I did just to give it that little extra realism was use a black paint pen to fill in the grill over here, and your side view mirrors and your spoiler in the rear are ABS plastic, and they give you a sticker in green that matches the body to wrap those. And when I did, I really did not like the way they looked. As you can see, the seams, so I pulled those off and used the same color green to paint the body, just to spray the wing in the back and the side view mirrors. And then I used a couple coats of gloss just to coat it over and protect that. And I just think this is awesome. Definitely when I run this, I'm going to take the little emblem off because I don't want to lose that. But yes, I think Tamiya knocked it out of the park, and this looks fantastic. And now there's only one thing to do, is just have a little fun with it. But before we do that, I want to pull the body off and just go over what's underneath. Now the TT01e comes with a bathtub chassis where you have the battery and the motor sitting lower to the ground for a lower center of gravity and better overall performance. Now, one of the differences between the TT01 and the TT01e is that you have this upper deck chassis that you see over here. Now, this isn't a carbon fiber upper deck. I just put this sticker on here to make it a little bit more aesthetically better looking. I like that. The steering system in the TT01e is different than the original TT01. This borrows the TA05 steering system, where it has less play and is a little bit more responsive. Also, I'm running a very simple Savox servo, not one of the expensive ones. I said simple as in not expensive. I think it was about $35, just the basic one. Now, your front and rear shock towers are molded separately from the gearbox cover, which allows you direct access to the front and rear gearboxes without removing the shocks. The original TT01 had the front and rear shock towers molded directly to the top of the gearbox, which made it difficult. Speaking about the gearbox, you have a front and a rear gear diff, and the shocks you see over here are not oil filled. Come on, this is the economy budget Tamiya over here. The TT01 comes with your pogo stick shocks, so you could probably imagine later on in the video we're going to upgrade these. Hey Phil, can you turn the lap monitor thing on? Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yelling at me.
Sorry. I just want to see what my lap times are on this thing.
3 liter Bubba. New best lap. Hurry. 19.45. New leader hurry. New leader Bubba. New best lap. Bubba. 15.71. Hurry. 18.85. New leader hurry. Bubba. 17.73. New leader Bubba. John the Footbeard. 16.45. Joe Tompkins, 37.99. Hurry, 19.41. New leader hurry.
Alright, so that was a TT01 completely stock with the exception of ball bearings on the Fender Bender Speedway, averaging about 19-second laps. So now we're going to tear it down, add some upgraded parts to it, and get it out there to hopefully go a little quicker. So what are we adding? Well, we have the TT01 metal motor mount. We have the aluminum propeller joints and shaft set right over here. We have a variety of spur and pinion gears because we're going to gear it up. Because we're gearing it up, got the motor fan to keep it a little cooler. And then because there are pogo stick shocks right here with the TT01, we're going to go with some Yeah Racing oil-filled shocks. All right, love these, super cool, love that blue. All right, and then of course we're going to swap out the body because I don't want to ruin this because I'm going to push it to its limit. Later on, give it 100%. So we're going to go with something a little bit more aerodynamic. And then, of course, we're going to swap out the wheels and tires. Okay, that's the front end all put back together with the front diff filled with a silicone earplug, the blue anodized drive shaft going to my 55 tooth spur and 25 tooth pinion, and the metal motor mount right there. Alright, that's it. The back end is all put back together. Got the motor fan on there. Gonna get the top deck, the chassis stiffener on there. You notice there's a little carbon fiber. No, it doesn't come like this. This is actually a sticker that I ordered from online, along with a chassis protector right over here. Kind of dress it up a little bit, make it a little cooler. Yeah, the fans are in, and the fans, because it's a double fan, has two sets of wires that operate off of a splitter that plug into your receiver. So there's a whole bunch of extra wires right over here. Look at all this. All right, but before we go any further, I want to test out the fan and make sure it works. And there you have it. The fans work. Giddy up. Okay, Yeah Racing dampers or shocks are done. Looking good. Hope they perform as good as they look. But some people online said they're not really fans of these because they've had bad experiences with the shock oil leaking. But I do use this TDK shock assembly grease to coat all my O-rings. I never had any problems with any of my other shocks before, so I don't foresee that being an issue with these. Yeah Racing gives you a whole bunch of different parts to build your shocks depending on what you're running. Give you all different spring rates and all different pistons. I went with 35 weight shock oil in the front and the rear. I went with the super soft springs, and I went with the 4 piston hole right over here, the V shape right over here, because it says right over here, faster compression and slower rebound rate gives you better absorption during cornering. And I need all the help I can get. So I went and did a thing. That's right, time to upgrade. Gonna get rid of this because I got myself a big boy remote. Alright, we gotta put wheels and tires on here, so we're going with Sweep touring car rubber tires These are 36s. Use these on a number of my other cars. These are specifically made for asphalt. I like the black wheel on here. I think it'll go great with the Lambo body. So we're going to put these on. Wait. I don't know. It usually works in other YouTube videos where they go boom, it just goes on. Not working for me, I guess. Got the Lambo body on, and it looks pretty dope. And rather than putting this out on the Fender Bender Speedway and running it by itself to get some lap times, I'm going to throw this right into the action. This is our stock car race and our first qualifier.
Wait a minute. Wait, did you get me?
Fred, Kevin, Orange, Dave, and Tom. Jim, you went before the cone, so when you come around, that's going to be your first lap. That's 66. Flag at a 15.7. Fouls it up at 15.8. Jim to 16.2 for Ivan, 16.2 for Kevin. Nine to Jim that time. 16.7 for Fred. 16.2 for Dave. 17.5 for Kyle. 16.7 for Kevin. 2 down, 3 to go. Uh-oh. Got Kevin in the pit. Back out there. 2 down, 3 to go. We got Kevin in the lead on 2-2 pace. 25-12. Followed by both Kevin, but he obviously was this
Seriously?
18.501. I was going to be in the fourth spot, 18.519. 18.509, sorry. Followed by Dave in the fourth spot. Tom, Kevin, and Ari. Ivan moves up to the second spot, 18.508. In the third spot now at an 18.511. Craig still on that DQ pace of a 25.13. Craig getting a little bit slower. Still on the DQ pace by about a second, 25.14. Uh-oh, I did not.
So after upgrading the TT01, I went from running mid 19-second laps to mid 17-second laps, gaining about a second and a half to 2 seconds overall. And I really enjoyed the TT01 out there. I thought it performed rather well going into and coming out of the corners, the steering. I had fun with it, at least for one race. The area that I have some concern of is the overall top speed. Going into the straightaway, guys were catching up to me. And you know how that goes from that point, right? They're running about mid 16-second laps, so about a second faster than me, and I'm not quite sure what was going on with my car. I think it has something to do with the ESC because, like I just said, I only ran one race. In the second qualifier, my car wouldn't even turn on. Wasn't getting any power. It wasn't the battery. Carl came over, one of the guys I'm friends with. He plugged in his ESC, and the car got full power, full throttle. But I couldn't use Carl's ESC, only to test mine, right? So I brought it home. I took out the Tamiya TT01e, the stock ESC that came with this, and I put in a Hobbywing 1060 and powered up, got full throttle, steering and all that good stuff. And so I will hopefully get this out sometime soon for another race, and hopefully it'll go a little faster and could be a little bit more competitive and keep up with the other guys on the track. I wasn't too far behind them, but still, I just need to be a little quicker out there, right? So keep an eye out for a future TT01 race video. And I'll let you all know on social media how that went, if it went any faster, and if my lap times improved. But until then, thank you for your support, and that's it for this video, right? So I'll see you all in my next. Take care now.
Let's go, let's go!